I'm John Rohde with the Oklahoman. Game 6 in Oklahoma City on Friday night. Will the crowd be enough?
I'm Mike Sherman from the Oklahoman. And John, will the rest be enough for the Lakers? You're watching the Press Row, sponsored by Homeland. This is the playoff edition. And John, the big question coming into Game 6 for the Thunder is going to be this. Is the crowd going to carry them, or is the rest going to carry the old Lakers? The extra day of rest between games really helps an old team.
Absolutely. And Game 3 that was at the Ford Center, that was only 2 days rest, if I'm not mistaken. And 3 days rest definitely showed last night with a 24-point win by the Lakers. Man, I just wanted to see that crowd again. I know they're going to do everything they can. But last night, Mike, I thought the youth of the Thunder showed. And by the way, what Oklahoma City did, what their crowd did, apparently the Staples Center was a little bit louder than it usually is last night.
That really seemed to be one of the best Laker crowds. You know, it sounded like one of those Kings series where the Kings had really dominated them up in Sacramento, and the Lakers decided to show, the fans decided to show, hey, we're a factor too. They were in the game from the start. The Lakers made it so. John, I really wonder, you know, you were there both games, Game 3, Game 4. Game 4 wasn't quite the same for the Thunder. It was a Saturday night crowd that seemed, I don't know, they punched themselves out. Game 3 was off the charts. Craig Sager with the decibel meter. I think you'll see more of that, but really, I think we're going to see not only a crowd like Game 3, but an effort like Game 3, because the Lakers had that extra rest, an extra day applauding, means a lot for Kobe's knees.
Well, really, the way the games went dictated how the crowd behaved. Game 3, it was a come from behind, and it was just a knockdown, drag-out fight, and the crowd was pleading and begging, and finally the Thunder took the lead, and then it just exploded. On Game 4, the Thunder led from beginning to end. I think they trailed by 1 point. They led by 29. There was a steady murmur throughout. It was a good crowd, Game 4, but it was just more of a steady noise. So again, I think how the game is going will dictate exactly how the crowd reacts.
John, I also hear they're going back to the blue shirts.
I was wondering what color they're going to pull out next.
Back to the blue. I don't know if that makes them louder,
Yeah.
but it sure looked nicer.
Sure.
That's all for this edition of the Press Row, playoff edition, sponsored by Homeland. But you can stay with the best coverage team anywhere, every day at News OK, and every morning in the Oklahoman.